Hello my friends, and welcome back to the show that never ends. My name is Rod with you, hanging out, and I am your happy hippie. It's been a little bit since I've done a vinyl finds video, so I've got a little bit to catch up on. I started off with a book, not vinyl, but it is a book on Bruce Springsteen, a coffee table book. I got a very nice deal on this. My friend Kat sold this to me. She has an antique shop in Clinton called Granny's Attic, and I got it for like $4. So, nice coffee table book about the boss. Also, I went to Goodwill and picked up 3 albums. This was about a week or so ago. Waylon Jennings' Greatest Hits. I couldn't pass that one up for $1. Not a huge country fan, but I do like Waylon Jennings. Willie Nelson Live. You find a Willie Nelson album in good shape, and this one, the vinyl looked great. I'm never going to pass it up for $1. Also at Goodwill, Earl Garner, some piano jazz, the legendary Earl Garner, and again the vinyl was in just wonderful shape. And the lady that works here, Courtney, not my daughter Courtney, but another Courtney, she knows that I collect album covers, empty album covers for my wall, and this did not have the album in it, and she gave it to me to hang on my wall. So thank you, Courtney at Goodwill, for that. Now on to some eBay finds, and I got real lucky on this Beatles, 67 through 70. Everybody knows this album. But this is a Japanese pressing. It did not have the strip, and they let me know that in the description of the eBay listing. It was missing the strip, but it is definitely a Japanese pressing. And I've never had a Japanese pressing of an album before. So I got this. $15 plus $3.80 to have it shipped to me. And the vinyl is excellent, man. Vinyl was in really good shape. Both albums were in great shape. A Japanese pressing of the Beatles. And I don't care that it's missing that little strip, because this sounds absolutely wonderful. And I was stoked to have it. Also from eBay, I picked up Soft Machine. This is a stereo copy of the album. Still has the pinwheel that works. The album is in really good shape. And like I said, it has the pinwheel. Pinwheel is getting loose and coming out, but it still spins. For an album this old, what more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying? So, Soft Machine, great psych music. If somebody wanted to know what psych really was, you give them a copy of this album, and that pretty much just explains, in my opinion, what the heck psych music really is. And I got this at a very reasonable price on it. I bought this probably about a week or so ago. Also picked up a very clean copy of The Nice. Everything as Nice as Mother Makes It. Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, his first band. This is kind of a jazz fusion meets progressive rock album. And this was I was really stoked to get. I had this album when it came on CD way back in 1988. That seems like a long time ago, but it really wasn't. Johnny Winter, Winter of '88. One of my favorite albums by Johnny Winter. And I got it for a steal. I mean, I absolutely got this for a steal. The vinyl is in great shape. Mr. Johnny Winter. And that's my mental picture of Johnny Winter. I don't remember him as being the old man sitting in a chair holding his guitar. I picture him just like that, young and all tatted up. Vinyl's in great condition. And the story behind this album is that he was signed to Alligator Records, a blues record label, and he made 3 albums for those guys, wonderful blues albums, and he wanted to make a rock and roll album. And Alligator did not want to support it. So he left them and he made his way back to rock and roll. Great Johnny Winter album. Also picked up The Forest. And the reason I got this, The Frost, is because they are on the album Poppies, the psychedelic compilation that came out on Record Store Day. And I really like the song they have on there. And Jerry Jeff Walker was actually a member of this band at one time. Jerry Jeff Walker, the man that wrote Mr. Bojangles. Though he's not on this album, he was actually a member of them at one time. And I played a lot of Jerry Jeff Walker on my radio program. And I think their cut is probably my favorite cut on the Poppies album. So I had to pick it up when I saw it. Another one, I did not have any Jerry Garcia solo stuff, except maybe a couple cassettes that Randy Weaver had given me, solo stuff, you know, the homemade tapes. But I had been watching this on eBay, and the seller sent me a message saying, look man, $12, you can have it, and I'll pay the mailing. $12, it's yours. And this is a 1974 original copy of Garcia. He does a really good version of Let's Spend the Night Together on this album. I love the guitar work on this album. He's really a phenomenal guitar player, Jerry Garcia. People, they mostly see him as that, you know, that fat, lovable guy in the Grateful Dead. But he's really an underrated guitar player. He really has some great work on this album. And I have really been enjoying this. And I have a lot to get through because I've bought a lot. Well, not a lot. I bought several albums over the last month. So I'm kind of backing up on stuff. Show a couple CDs that were given to me. Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Sky is Crying. This came out after Stevie's death. It's some music that his brother Jimmy Vaughan had put together by Stevie Ray Vaughan to release something. So this was actually made after Stevie's death, but it's got some great stuff on there, including The Sky is Crying. Also picked up, also was given to me, Johnny Winter, his box set, Rock and Roll Collection. I love this CD. It's never been available on album, only on CD. And a friend of mine, Tilly, surprised me with both of these. The Johnny Winter Collection and Stevie Ray Vaughan. She knows I love both of these guys. And she's a really sweet lady, and she surprised me with these, and that really meant a lot that she thought of me and picked those up for me while she was out shopping. Switching over to DVD, Born to Be Blue. Ethan Hawke stars as Chet Baker, the legendary Chet Baker, my favorite trumpet player. The movie only focuses on like a 2 or 3 year span of his life, from after his downfall to right before his comeback. And what a remarkable guy this is. If you're not real familiar with him, he had all of his teeth knocked out by a drug dealer that he had robbed like a week earlier. And they came back and they held him down and they busted all his teeth out so he couldn't play the trumpet. And it took him years to actually come back. If it wasn't for the help of people like Miles Davis and men like that, he probably never would have made a comeback. But anyway, cool movie. I like it. I like Chet Baker. Now on to a few more. This is another one I got a really good deal on. Neil Young Promise of the Real, The Visitor. I've only listened to it once. I've got to give it another shot. So far, it's definitely not my favorite Neil Young album. But with so much other stuff to listen to that I've gotten, I'm going to definitely give it a second, third, and fourth chance. And again, $10, brand new, unopened. I just could not pass that deal up. Very good copy of Supertramp, Famous Last Words. Again, very cheap price. The vinyl is in excellent condition. I remember when this album came out. I've never owned it. Not my favorite Supertramp album, but I got a really good deal. And now for the grand finale. My two favorite albums that have been released this year. The Rock on Tours. Now everybody has showed this album in the VC. Everybody, I know it. I got the Basic Black album. There was a package you could buy with like this real pretty green vinyl. I think there was one in white. I just got the Basic, man. I'm a basic kind of guy. Phenomenal rock and roll album. Absolutely loving it. At the time I got it, I said, man, this is my very favorite album so far this year. But then I got this one in the mail last week. The Black Keys, Let's Rock. I came with some stickers. I'm not going to do anything with the stickers. The Black Keys. And it is a toss-up between these two albums, which one is my favorite. I mean, I could not pick a favorite between these two. Black Keys, there are only two official members of the band, a guitar player and a drummer. And but they use other musicians on the albums. Just straight up rock and roll on both of these. Jack White, he's killing it, man, with the Rock and Tours. I cannot speak enough about these two albums. These two are probably, unless something major comes out, are going to be two of my favorite albums, if not my two very favorite albums to come out this year. I would do some needle drops, but everyone's done it. And this was just a quick little video to show some recent finds that I have gotten. So I'm happy. Gotten a lot of good stuff recently. My vinyl finds. I love them all. Like I said, I'm going to give the Neil Young some more listens. The Jerry Garcia. Well, I mean, what could you say about Jerry Garcia? I just love the dude. The Rock and Tours, the Black Keys, great new stuff. So I've been a happy camper this month so far. But about a month, I guess, it's taken me to accumulate these albums. I'm going to say shout out to a few people. Dylan at Noble Records, man, I really enjoyed your video today about the bootlegs. Everybody knows Noble Records. Dylan at Noble Records had a real cool video today about bootlegs. And it's really funny because I'm not a big fan of bootlegs the way they sound, but I used to collect and trade Dead tapes, Grateful Dead tapes. I think Grateful Dead was the only band that not only let you record their music live, but they kind of encouraged it. They had tables set up for guys to record the shows live. And like he said in his video, there have been rumors of guys getting taken behind the auditorium and getting the snot beat out of them for doing that at certain shows. So anyway, peace everybody. I hope everyone has a great week ahead of them. Be kind to everybody you meet, man. Because it's a cycle of life. Be good.